So are you worried about trying to keep up with other people, or maybe you feel like you're always falling behind?
Yeah, well, our good friend, motivational speaker Sean Adams, is back with some fascinating information, some wisdom from his mother that will also work for you. Sean Adams, thank you for being here, my friend.
Thank you for having me. What's going on?
The author of It Is Okay to Be Crazy.
I know, it's silly, isn't
Yeah,
it?
wasn't that good? Randy sung about?
It was great. I'm telling you, my kids would be like, the Justin Bieber, slow down. That's what's
sick,
up.
Right? I'm so glad that you're here because, listen, what we decided early on when you came on our show and got such tremendous feedback, we said, let's take this book, It's Okay to Be Crazy, and let's go chapter by chapter and really dig into it. So I love what we're talking about this morning. You say that my mother's promise is for everyone. Tell us what mama's promise is.
I was in college. I'm a finance major. I'm going through school, and I'm in school with a bunch of, basically just a bunch of rich, privileged kids, and I was like, Mom, I don't fit. They're worried about going to Aspen for spring break. I'm trying to find a job to do this. And she stopped me complaining one day, and she goes, there are going to be people that are better looking than you, richer than you, more connected than you, but nobody will outwork you, and I promise you that'll be enough. So I kind of took that, and that's what I'm trying to teach my kids today, that you don't worry about where you're starting. You work hard enough, and if you work hard enough, you'll see if at the end of the day you deserve to have it.
Yeah.
Something I noticed that was in the book as well is you say that people don't work hard, really kind of get what they deserve, right?
They really do. And the way it goes is I tell my kids all the time, hey, if you just do what you're capable of doing, you'll be fine, because half of the world won't work hard. People are like allergic to working hard. They want to really not affect the place where they work, but they want to have their hand stuck out on Friday and they want a paycheck, but they really haven't affected that place one bit in their job, and I think we need to do better than that.
Yeah, I love that you say this, and I want you to explain what this means. You say, when we go through life mistaking activity for achievement, we sometimes think we are accomplishing great things when we are actually tiptoeing to an early grave.
Well, yeah, it's because we're busy. If we get to the end of the day and we've been busy all day, that doesn't necessarily mean that we accomplished a whole lot. It's not about being busy. It's about filling out those small goals, making those happen to collectively hit the big goals.
Yeah. And so one of the things you talk about, Sean, is that this applies not only to work and to life, but in relationships. You say it's human nature to go through divorce instead of working it out. So you got to put some of the work in to get the desired result.
Absolutely. That's the investment we constantly make. And it's easy usually to cut and run and to take off. It's easier to quit a job than to really realize some things about yourself and invest yourself into it to make the job better. But to me, that's the life worth living. Sometimes it's a bittersweet pain, sometimes it's a struggle, but in my mind, my mom used to always ask, well, Sean, why do you have to take the hard road? And I'm like, well, Mom, you know, I'm a fighter. I'm the guy that walks down the street and they say, hey, is this a private fight or can anybody get in? I'm going to push back. I'm going to push the limits. When I die, hopefully with my grandkids and everybody around me, I don't want an arrow in my quiver. I want to have wasted and used everything that I've had in my little corner of the sandbox to make a life for myself.
Wow.
So do you think what holds a lot of people back is that they kind of have like an entitlement mentality? Well, I'm just entitled for everything to go good for me without having to work hard.
Well, we live in a society that almost nurtures that sometimes, because we get a lot of things for nothing. We get a lot of notoriety for not doing much. We find ourselves in jobs and we can be average at them, but because of the way the job is set up, they can't get rid of me. And I've always been a guy who says, hey, if I'm not affecting this place and you feel like you need to get rid of me, that's fine. And I want to feel that way about the people that work with me too. I need people that are going to perform.
That's pretty good, Randy.
You know, you can pay people to perform, but you can't pay people to excel. That's a decision they make. A lot of people walk around and say, I want to be average. You have to decide, I don't want to be average. I want to work at the top shelf of what I'm doing. And you know what? If I fail at that, I'll be totally fine with it. I think about my radio show right now and say, you know what? I'm going to do the kind of show that I want to do, that I think the people would really like. And if they decide they don't like it and I get fired, I'll move on and do something else, but I'll be fine with it because it's what I really thought was good.
Wow, because you're doing the best show Sean Adams can do.
I kind of went through a period in my career where I had a change in my mental attitude, where I decided, you know, I'm not going to rely on this radio station to provide for me. I'm going to rely on myself. If anybody's going to do it, it's going to be up to me, and I'm going to have to get it done. And so that's really what you're talking about.
Now, you're bringing up kid stuff. My kids watched the movie High School Musical, and there's a song in there called Bet on Me.
Bet on Me.
That the Zac Efron guy sang. Yes. And I love the concept of the song because that's what it's about. It says, I will be there. You can bet on that. And I'm going to bet on me, you bet on me, and we'll see if we can make this thing happen.
Yeah, one of the things I noticed, Sean, you always talk about how you're raising your kids, and Randy was talking about the concept with his kids. We have some kids in the audience today. If you could speak directly to them about something that they can take tangibly away from today, just being here, about moving forward in their young lives. Because at that age, you know, 8, 9, 10, whatever it is, people aren't thinking, kids aren't thinking long term. But it starts early, doesn't it?
I think it starts really early, and I would tell every one of these kids, talk to the people that you care about and that care about you, your parents, your teachers, your coaches, people that you go to church with, and ask them what your gifts are. They know what your gifts are more than you do, and then that's when you find those gifts and you can move and find success from there.
I love that, Sean. Don't you find that if you know what your gifts are, you're so busy trying to improve and use your gifts, you don't have time to worry about the gifts you don't have?
I don't have time to be jealous of other people because I got to work my gifts.
Amen to that. That's why we love having Sean Adams. Listen, all of this and more is in his book called It's Okay to Be Crazy. Step out. Step outside of the box. Think differently. Do differently. Be differently. Be different. Sean T. Adams is the book, and you can get this at SeanAdams.net. Thank you, Sean Adams, for being here.
Thank
That's
you.
good stuff. We'll delve into another chapter on another day.
See you.